possibly a large gunshot or a close-range shotgun. Somebody's seen something quite similar to that recently.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go into the dining room then?
Yeah. You notice that quite a lot of these shelves and things have been knocked off shelves. Most of the drawers are opened.
I'm going to go in as well. Shut the door after.
Just shut the
Are all
door.
four of you in?
Well, I'm in there too, also following and walking
rolling?
around.
There's not a lot of light in here because most of the windows are shuttered.
Yeah.
So Howard's basically going, nope.
How about
nope.
I'll keep watching in case that guy comes back who's complaining about the house.
Okay, so you're waiting out. You're holding station outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Okay, can I have spot hiddens from you?
I guess just the ones in the house.
Yeah, best.
Okay.
I
57.
succeeded with a 14.
Oh, I fail.
You find a crumpled up bit of paper behind one of the cabinets.
Okay.
As you unfold it, you notice it's actually a photograph of, and let me get his name right before we go into this. It's a picture you actually recognise as Arthur Cornthwaite.
I presumably don't because I've never heard of him.
No, but you recognise it as the owner of
Mr.
the mansion.
Cornflake, remember?
Yep. And he's standing with a woman you don't recognise. On the back is noted Joe Forelli.
Joe Freddy took the picture, did it say?
Well, it's signed on the back by him at least. So
He's the woman in the picture.
no, he's definitely not the woman in the picture.
Don't know that. He could have put a dress on. He might scrub up nice.
Mr. Cornflake is wearing what you would guess is general explorer's gear. To be fair, there's no time on the photo.
Does it look like an exotic place?
No, it's in front of his mansion, but he's wearing full explorer's outfit.
Oh. I'm
What's
guessing...
the woman like?
I'm going to give you this from a couple of sessions ago. You know he did do a lot of random exploring deepest areas. Well,
Yeah, and no plant monsters in the picture, is there?
no, definitely not.
That'd be a bit too much of a giveaway.
Okay, what other rooms are there? Are there other rooms?
Yeah, there's usual house layout. There's a sort of living area in the front, the kitchen, parlour, and then there's upstairs.
Well, what's
Yeah.
the woman in the picture wearing?
Explorer's gear.
No, actually.
No, he is, but what's she wearing?
Typical dress for a well-off lady, I suppose.
Is she an older woman or around the same age as him?
You guess slightly older.
Old enough to be his mother?
No.
I am going to go upstairs.
I'm going to go upstairs as well. I hope that I don't get hit by a bed.
Okay.
Repeated beddings will resume.
I'm just saying, we're both the candidates that this happened to last time.
Yep.
Okay. Marching upstairs, you see there are 3 open doors up here. 2 on your left, 1 on your right, down the corridor.
Go into the left and sort of signal Ben to go to the right.
Okay.
Goes to the right.
The first
I'm
left
gonna
door
see
is
if
just
there's
a.
kitchen.
Okay, well there is one, but
Yeah.
first door to the left is just a general bathroom. This area has been trashed. There's sort of bottles of expired medicine and all over the floor. The medicine cabinet has been pulled out.
Okay.
The room to the right, I'm going to need a sanity check from you.
Yay! Oh god, I passed.
You passed.
Yeah, 20.
Okay, no worries then. Yeah, you see large pool of blood, which is on what you assume is the bedroom of the master, the bed of the master bedroom.
Wow. It's a bad period.
You also notice that the dressers and cabinets in here have also been searched through.
Can I search through as well? Under the bed and have a look around?
Okay. You don't see anything obviously missing, but then you're not 100% sure what you're searching for anyway.
I just look for a couple of paper or something stashed away.
Debbie.
Yes.
You notice in the kitchen that only about 2 of the cabinets have been opened. There's a third open drawer, and that's it.
So 3 drawers that are opened.
Yep.
Is there anything inside the cabinets or the drawers?
Inside the drawer, you notice a load of glass jars, one obviously missing. The rest appear to be cuttings or cuttings from various types of plant.
Not herbs or spices or anything?
Yes, herbs and spices, exactly. There's 1 jar exactly missing from that lot. Well, there's a gap for 1 jar. They're all sort of labelled at the top with a letter and a number. And there is definitely a gap from that you've noticed.
Can I decipher which one is likely missing?
Yeah, whichever one H108 was.
H108?
Yeah, that's how he's labelled them. Starting at about H886 and going down.
Look, can I recognize what the other herbs present are?
A few of them are a little obscure from your ancient knowledge, but most of them can be found just generally around the countryside. You would guess these are just him trying out what he was... You know, there's a fair amount of woodland and various other things. He might have just been trying wild herbs for whatever, cooking possibly. It's quite well-maintained kitchen.
So it's possible he doesn't have just the standard types of herbs that I'd find.
He definitely doesn't. A few of them are. You can see where a few of them are, but he's obviously gone out of his way to find odd flavours things or whatever.
Okay.
Is there any more rooms upstairs?
Yeah, there's one more on the right, which I'll cross over to.
It appears to be a guest bedroom, but there's nothing significant in there. In fact, it's barely used.
Has it been searched?
It has been searched.
Okay, I'll go downstairs then.
The only room you notice that probably hasn't been searched is the pantry, which is in the kitchen area, which is Debbie is in. And half the kitchen hasn't been explored either.
Is there any salt in the kitchen?
Yes, but the salt shaker's been tipped over and is empty.
Is there salt around the doors or windows?
If there was, you can't tell. There might have been at some stage, but...
Is there salt on the floor from the tipping over? Is there salt
No,
on the
it's
floor?
just the salt shaker's on its side on there and has been emptied.
So it appears to have been stolen. Or cleaned up.
Or used. You can still see some of the residue in there.
Around the doors and windows?
No, the salt residue in the shaker, so it's emptied. But there's still obviously a little bit left that didn't come out.
Okay.
Almost to lick the window to find out.
Go ahead.
That's going to be great. The cops come back and just find Benny licking the window from the inside.
Are you going to do that?
No, I'm not going to lick it.
I'll be right back a second, man. Go let the dog out.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
Well, I think we've got what we need here.
Does it taste like snozberries?
I think we should. I think we've got what we need here. We should probably get out before we get caught.
Well, I'm assuming that Debbie actually tells us that there's a missing jar. Since we didn't actually go to the kitchen, we were upstairs at the time.
Actually, should we search the kitchen as well? A bit thorough.
You can search.
No, because if she's going to tell me that information, if she has, I don't know. Did she?
No, she hasn't. You're upstairs. She's just in the kitchen.
Well, no, I assume we come back downstairs because there's nothing else to look at.
Yeah, I was going to come downstairs after.
I'm going to check out what's in the pantry or what seems to be the pantry door.
Okay, well, I'm going to go into the kitchen to try and find her then.
Okay. Pantry doesn't contain much. I mean, the food's been cleared out. You can probably tell by... it's probably been cleared out, actually, by the people doing the investigation, to be fair. You notice a trapdoor down, which probably leads into a basement. and it has salt around it.
Oh god.
Some, anyway. Not much, but somebody felt the need to salt it.
Is it
That's
locked?
the Earth policy.
Is it locked?
Doesn't appear to have a lock. You can pull it up, though.
Okay, I'm going to pull out my handgun and cautiously lift up the trapdoor.
Okay. It opens with a creak. Exactly. Though less cat-like.
Less cat.
It was like a meow.
It was like somebody had just opened up a cat.
Opened up a cat.
Yeah.
This is Cthulhu, but we haven't quite got to there yet.
Well, we have got Farmer Debbie, so it's only a matter of time. The stone cold killer that doesn't care about blowing someone to bits.
Yeah.
You imagine you didn't want to kill anyone out of us all, actually. And I'm a soldier.
Okay, so do I see anything?
You actually see a small pool of blood.
Is there any light streaming into the basement from
Just
windows or anything?
from where you are, but it's not much.
Can I put up my flashlight?
Now, if only we had Howard, we could turn his lights on and lower him into the hole.
I've got
Is any of the electricity working? And is there a light in
You
the...
haven't tried, but
pantry?
you've guessed the feeling that in the middle of the day it's not necessarily needed. It's just because they've shuttered all the windows.
Well, I mean, is there a light switch in the pantry? And does
Not
it
in
work?
the pantry.
No?
I'm gonna I'm gonna use my flashlight and shine it down.
Yep, there is a pool of blood down there.
Is it at the bottom of like a set of stairs?
There is
Or
a
it
small
like
there is a
ladder?
small ladder which you can use to get down.
How big is the pool of blood?
Is there blood on the ladder?
Okay, I'm back. Yes, you can see actually some bloody handprints on the ladder.
Are they smeared going up or down?
Be hard to tell, I think.
It
No,
would be hard to tell, but you would guess looking at the way it's. In fact, make a medicine roll. For lack of anything else.
Are there bloody footprints on the ladder? That would suggest that somebody actually stepped in the blood and probably went up
You'd
the
have to go
ladder.
down to check.
I have a fantastic
Well,
first
I
aid.
can't see
My
any.
medicine is shit. I failed medicine.
Yep.
If I can see the bottom of the ladder, I can probably see the stairs going
It's a
down.
bit dark down there, but
I've never actually used my first aid skill.
well, that's because
that was
Howard's been
scary.
around. What's scary?
Going outside in the dark with the dog.
Yeah.
Infecting your life.
Yeah, he's now got a fear of the dark in real life.
Darn it, that's not how this is supposed to work, Dylan.
Yes, it is.
Alright, it is.
They should have named this game Paranoia.
So who's going down then?
Well, I'm not going down, but I'll come back and notify you guys of what
Oh,
I
for
see.
Goodness
We're
sake.
there with you.
I'm not
Wait.
going down without a
He's
light.
he's there with the light in his hand,
Yeah.
looking into the hole.
We're right there.
Oh, right.
with you. We're looking down there. It's a bit cramped.
Just give me the light, Benny.
I'll shine it down. You go
They found a
down.
basement or something.
I'll hand
Oh,
it down.
yeah.
You get down.
There's a trapdoor in the pantry which leads down to a effectively cellar area.
Okay, I'm a
Okay,
climb
cool,
down the
blood.
ladder.
I'll pass you down the light when you're done.
Okay.
Then you can help
It's a small space, really. I mean, the ceiling's only actually about 5.5 feet high. It's not. You have to crouch a bit to get around, depending on
Yes.
your size. There's definitely a blood pool at the bottom, and you can see almost sort of smear marks from handprints on the sides of the walls. You guess that possibly somebody was down here wounded and tried to crawl the way back up.
We're wounded down there.
That's
they-
best guess. Somebody was wounded, bleeding, and then tried to climb out.
We find where they were wounded down there?
But
There's no other way out of this this place. Just so you had a look around and checked.
Is there a lot of objects down there? Is it like crowded? cluttered.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a search of that. Did I find anything in particular?
Okay, spot hidden, Marijan.
Spot hidden from me is a 16, which is a success.
Okay, you notice just in the dark, you barely see what seems like a shape in the blood on the ladder side of things. But closer looking at it, you see 4 letters: W-A-K-E.
Wake.
Wake. Didn't wake
Alan
up.
Wake. Alan Wake.
Oh, shit. Oh, dear.
I assume they tell these people that I've seen WAKE in the blood down here.
Yep.
Was it hidden by the time, was it?
It was hard to spot. It was kind of near the ladder.
Yeah, you wouldn't have spotted it from above. You would spot it coming back up.
Do the handprints look like they could be the size of a man's hand or a woman's?
Yes, they look a man's hand.
Okay.
But it's difficult to tell, but it's about an adult's handprint.
I'm glad we came here first, because otherwise we would have...
How old does the blood and the pool of blood at the bottoms appear to be?
Medicine roll, but I'll give you a clue. It's probably 2 days.
2 days, okay. I just want to know if it's older than the crime scene itself.
That would be really hard to tell with blood.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, if it's still wet,
make a medicine
or
roll.
how
Make a
warm
medicine
it
roll
is.
to have a guess, but
Okay, 12.
that pass?
Out of 5, no.
No.
But I do have natural history, so from tracking and hunting, I probably have an idea.
Different clotting rates, different animals. It would be really impossible to know.
No, I'm not going to allow that.
So, does my search turn up nothing?
Marijan's kind of had the search already, but...
Yeah, so we found
I
that.
stole your thunder with my spot hidden roll.
Son of a bitch. Okay, I think we should... Are we done down here? It's kind of spooky.
Thanks.
We searched all the dimensions of the room, yeah?
You've now searched the house entirely.
Well, I
there's
may as well
nothing
climb
else
back
in
out of the
this.
hole then.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Is there any salt in the basement?
No. Oh, actually, Marijan didn't spot any, but
Okay.
it could easily have just been soaked up in the blood, for all you know.
Yeah,
It
or
could
the
be
dirt.
slightly salty blood.
It could
Which would be
Yeah.
impossible to tell by looking at it.
Blah. I'm not testing the
taste
theory.
Well, it still wouldn't mean anything. It could just mean whoever was bleeding had eaten something that was quite salty.
We could taste it.
Yeah, tasting it would just tell you that it tastes salty, but blood already tastes salty because there's salt in it.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to climb up. I think we should get out of here. Are we actually going to search the kitchen anymore? Or are we done there?
Well, I'm still waiting for Debbie to in some way tell me about stuff, but otherwise,
Right.
no, I don't see the point in character.
All right. Well, I'll tell Jim my findings of the kitchen. That not much of it seems to have been turned over, but there is clearly a jar of herbs missing from a drawer.
That would imply they found what they were looking for and stopped searching.
Mm-hmm.
But the other houses were the same.
But they fully trashed the kitchen.
Yeah, they didn't find what they were looking for.
But didn't they seem less trashed?
Debbie's was the second time that they came, but that's because they'd already searched part of the kitchen before.
Well, they turned over the kitchen entirely first. Right?
That's what he was doing. No, remember, you interrupted him in the process of that.
Yeah, I interrupted him, so he came back to finish.
The man in black, Alan Wake, did have a quick search through the kitchen.
Yeah, that's true.
And then when you came back, it was the area that it's apparently been searched for the least.
But it's still been searched,
Yeah.
mostly.
But they hadn't gone through it in as much detail. It was more, they opened up drawers. They didn't bother ripping everything out this time.
And they took plant specimens from Howard's house.
It would seem
So-
that they're searching for something to do with plants or seeds, and then...
It seems so.
Then salt.
And obviously, I don't have a good selection of herbs in my drawers. So
So what you're telling me is you think we're dealing with a mad group of chefs? who are desperate for exotic spices and herbs.
And they clearly don't care much or revere salt. Because they just toss it around.
Well, throw a pinch of salt over your shoulder. Maybe they just really, really need to ward
Can I have an
something
idea
off.
roll from Debbie and Benny?
Okay.
Oh. I failed 99. Jesus.
Wow, you really failed.
Oh.
Your brain apparently just jammed up.
89, I failed by 4.
Okay. Don't know. I wanted to give you something there, but I can't. All right.
God.
You
damn.
still owe me a successful roll.
You took the
If-
you took the 49 you rolled and used it.
You didn't tell me you were just going to give me a 50 on a roll. You said that you owed me a successful roll.
It could have been a successful roll if you'd had it on a skill you got more than 50 in.
But you didn't
Try and
include that
compute with a
fine print. No fine print. If I got a 50 now, I'd succeed.
You
Ah.
should find,
Moving on. So, you're still in the house.
Clearly failing at manipulate GM skills.
Not enough tequila.
I do have that somewhere, actually. I should open that.
I'm going to have to confiscate it and use it as a bribing tool.
Fine.
I'm going to head back to the door and try and sneak up on Howard and go, boo!
Roll a sneak check.
Sneak check.
Just because you can.
Howard, roll a spot hidden.
I got an 88.
Okay.
I failed the spot hidden.
Okay, in spite of the fact that you are the least stealthy person imaginable, which is my title, by the way, Howard still isn't paying attention to you when you sneak up behind him and say boo.
He's ignoring you.
Sanity check, Dylan.
He's distracted.
I fail.
Lose 1 point of sanity.
Sorry, Dylan.
Yeah, at this point, you should turn around and punch him.
As he's
Karate
shaking,
chop
I
him
can't,
in the
drop
neck.
my fist.
Okay.
Oh.
I can't throw an accurate punch, so.
Nobody
You should
seems to
shoot him in
notice.
the ass
Nobody
with a
notices the
sedative.
4 of you leaving. Leaving the house, anyway.
What did you guys find in there?
I think we should probably head back before we start discussing it, because it's not something public.
Head back where?
Do you think there's
As,
do you think there's a reason to stay here?
As you're
Well, I
discussing
don't think
this, a middle-aged, fairly large woman comes up to you.
On the sidewalk?
Yep, you recognise her, actually.
Uh-uh.
Now, what trouble did you get into this time?
What are you doing here?
And I look at the woman. Who is it?
You recognise her as the owner of the boarding house back in Gamwell.
Oh God!
Ah.
Did I see her? Did I get her name? I think I got.
Mrs. Something.
Edith Haggerty.
Was she on the list? The missing list?
No, she wasn't, actually.
No.
I think
Hi.
some people had moved away.
Suddenly there's an element of charm and flirt in Snoopy's voice. Hi.
Do you
You
take
can
that
just
tone
imagine-
with me?
Like slicking back his hair and like, hi, how are you doing?
You
Yeah.
didn't pay me for those 2 nights.
Sorry, we had to leave. One of us is wounded. Sorry.
Your hotel
Yeah.
exploded.
In fact, the sheriff.
Exploded? There was a gas leak.
It's not really relevant to me saying that. I was just
Yeah, I know.
I was out of character.
What happened to Gamwell? We heard something bad happened.
Gas leak, a fire, the whole place burned down, and we were all evacuated.
You saw the
And
fire?
you lot owe me $60.
Wait, it was paid for by the insurance company.
For
you
a
owe
room
me
which we
you owe me
might have been blown up in?
each for the 2 nights.
Wait, it was
In
paid
in a room in your establishment that we might have been blown up in.
You
It
never
wasn't her
paid up
fault
for
that
those 2
The
nights.
whole town blew up.
You had 2 nights
Well,
of
she
peaceful
needs to
rest,
ensure her
and then you ran off without
customers'
paying the
safety.
bill.
One of us is wounded, and by the time
And where's the other one as well? He owes me 20 as well.
He was the one who's wounded. He's in the hospital.
Hospital or not, he'll pay me when he gets out. Now, that's $60.
I don't have it on me. I have to come back.
I'm giving her $60.
Can you present me?
Well, thank
with
you
a
very
bill?
much, young man.
Present me.
So,
with
what
a
are you
bill.
doing in this backwards corner of the world again?
We were visiting a relative. I was visiting a
She's a
relative.
bit cheeky at $20 a night for a boarding house, isn't she?
In the 1920s.
At least you got that money.
Yeah, she scammed us. Scammed thingy. I didn't pay for that.
I didn't pay up.
You didn't
I'll
pay
up
for
if
it.
you present a bill.
Did you ever find Mr. Cornthwaite in the end?
No, sadly not.
Oh dear God, he's turned up.
Connor!
He's turned up.
Yeah, maybe he just.
With his
Maybe
airplane.
next time we get back to Debbie's place, he might have just landed.
In fact, actually, that works out here. Connor,
Yeah.
if he gets in the chat, then that's fine. I can put him in a brief moment. You can explain what's been going on.
He's like sitting in Debbie's house. Why, hello, Jen.
Okay, be right there. I'm gonna take a quick AFK break
Okay.
to get my dinner.
Well,
God damn it.
So, what are you doing here? How come you're here?
this is where I was located to. I got family out here after all the town got blown up.
Did you hear anything about what happened to our friend up here in the house?
Mr. Cornthwaite, apparently they found his dead body in the basement.
I to explain this to you.
Sorry, say again.
Apparently he was found in the basement.
He was the.
That's what the officer said when they came back from the place. They went and investigated the fire, and apparently they found his body burned alive in there.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
God damn it, Connor.
Though it doesn't make sense to me, really. The fire started there. It's almost 2 miles away from the town. But that's what they said.
Wait, hold on. Are we on about the cornflake guy?
Yes.
Cornflake? No, it's
His
called
mansion caught on
cornflake.
fire. So did the forest around here. It caught into the town, and before anybody could control it, the town was destroyed.
That's terrible. What happened to the sheriff? He was a nice guy.
He went missing about a day before it happened. A load of people went missing that day, actually.
Did you know anything about? Did you hear anything about Jim? He said he would meet us there.
Jim?
Joe, sorry. Joe.
I'm Jim. God damn it, Benny. I'm Jim.
Oh, the photographer. No, he apparently left town that night. He looked very shaken, actually. Night before it happened. Took all his photography with him, handed his notice in at the Gamwell Gazette, and left.
Oh. What about? Did you hear anything? What happened here? Our friend is dead.
I don't know anything about that. It was just some thugs, and she looks suspiciously at you here. So why are you interested in this?
It's a friend of ours.
And it took you 2 days to get here because?
Nobody
we
told
just
us.
heard. We heard this morning, and we've just arrived.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know much about that. You'll have to speak to the mayor or the sheriff or whatever. Anyway, nice doing business with you as always.
You too.
She walks off.
That's the day.
If you need a place to stay tonight, I've got a new boarding house set up down the street.
How much is it at night?
Wait long, did she?
Well, yeah. I mean, do we want to actually stay here another night? If we got a reason to do that, or we just gonna head back?
You don't really. I don't
Not at her prices, no.
We'll just ditch it again.
don't think we have a reason. To be honest, we kind of searched the house. We just need to maybe talk to the mayor and the.
I mean, I get our option. I guess talk to the mayor or sheriff about the house, and the only other option, because we're nearby and you're all gonna hate it, is that we drive up to the Rains of Gamwell.
Oh,
I don't care. I've never been there before.
suppose so.
Oh, we're going back to a meeting place soon. Connor, we'll fill you in.
Okay, let's go
Okay.
to the sheriff and the mayor, and then we'll drive past. Stop.
Drive past Gamwell. Okay. Oh yeah. Basically,
I'm trying to
it's
find,
just sort of
I'm
following
trying
on
to find a
from
place
the
where I can
the
swing
giant
Connor
block
in, but
section.
you're in the middle of nowhere in Connecticut, so...
Yeah, the idea was that Connor had returned to Debbie's farm when we went back to Debbie's farm.
Yeah. Sure.
Can I sort of railroad you into doing that first?
Fine.
I'm okay with doing that. If we're not losing anything significant by leaving.
No. I'm not gonna screw you up there.
Well, whose house do we actually plan to watch tonight? Are we watching mine, or are we staying at Debbie still?
I don't actually know. Because Debbie's seems to be the most active at the moment.
And mine's yet to be active, so possible.
I kind of want to go home and get my Lee Enfield.
Well, we can do that on the way back. So
Because we only feel safe with guns.
He needs a sniffly riffle.
I still not got a gun.
Except Howard.
I feel safe because you guys have guns.
Okay,
Which is a very silly idea. I have a crowbar. I don't have a gun.
shall we? What's the time now? What's the time?
Probably about 2 p.m.
Should we go back and check Debbie's house to see if they've come back in? And then
Okay, we'll go to Debbie's. We'll go to Debbie's.
Maybe we should try and find out about the symbol as well. I'd
We'll go
also
to Debbie's.
gonna
first.
suggest against going to find Alan Wake because his name.
That's the point. We were supposed to go and find Alan Wake.
I'm not sure it's a good idea anymore.
Why?
But actually, no. Could the name be a significance of they know, or that they're the killer? Is Alan friend or foe?
What?
Well, we're not going to know until we can find some way of contacting him. He definitely seemed to be a powerful man when we came into him, because he just sort of shrugged off the detective, didn't even keep the detective to question Debbie, who was...
He did speak to the detective for several minutes.
Okay, then let's go back. Let's take some supplies back to Debbie's, and then let's go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He talked to the detective a day to try off back and questioning Debbie.
So we should go and find him.
That's what I think. It's weird.
Well, yeah, he seemed to outrank the detective or something. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go find him. Well, let's go back to Debbie's house first.
Okay. The drive back is fairly uneventful. I'm just going to switch characters over for a minute. So, Lazarus.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good, I need to get my character sheet out.
No worries. You've been away in Canada for at least the last 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And as you fly back, you notice there's also ticket tape and various police tape around areas of the farmhouse, specifically around the back wall near where your hangar is.
Which is a lovely comforting thought for a man who's smuggling alcohol.
Yep.
Fly back to Canada, man. Man.
He just turns around and goes away again.
You also notice, just as you sort of enter you also notice that your hangar has been searched through. There are various drawers which have been out and things have been rearranged. Nothing's missing that you can tell, but things have been moved around.
Huh.
And you know that normally Debbie's fairly good about not touching your stuff.
Have I landed?
You've landed in it's
Yeah,
for the house.
okay.
I'm just yeah.
I'm going to hide the whiskey, all that I have, back on the plane, so it'd be fully loaded, and I'm going to get ready to leave at a moment's notice.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
I said get ready to leave at a moment.
I know, but still, that just sounds like okay. I've gone. Session over.
Tony, bye.
Mail me my
Bye.
XPs. Okay. Other than that, the everything's fairly silent around. So I'm going to go back to the drivers.
Brum, brum, brum.
Rum. Nothing much happening. Okay, you return back to the farmhouse.
Has it looked like it's been sacked again?
And you've just arrived just in time. I'm good at this. I've got this timing locked down. You're at the farmhouse.
Do we see a
is
plane?
it intact?
Actually, yes. You made out it landing a few minutes ahead of you.
I forget Connor's name. What is it?
Lazarus M. Vale.
Yeah, Lazarus M. Vale.
Welcome.
Welcome home.
He's not the count.
Door.
But you're back. You're back at the house. It's in the same state you left it, more or less.
More or less.
Well, that you can tell, anyway.
Okay.
Hard to investigate with a full mouth.
What about the police tape?
Oh, sorry, I hadn't heard that.
He said, "What about the police tape?"
Yep, that was there before.
Okay. So, what exactly happened while I was gone?
Oh, by the way, the house is a mess. All
My
the drawers
house?
have been pulled out. There's things everywhere. The kitchen seems more or less okay, other than just all the doors are open and things have been left out. But
is
the
just
inside of the
no fire
house
for condoms,
looks
isn't
a
it?
mess.
It's,
Well,
it
then
looks
it's not
the
the way
same
we
as we
left
left
it,
it,
so-
right?
No, but that's how you... Well, pretty much, yeah. It's not been...
That's how you
had
left it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how you left it, because you didn't have a lot of time to tidy up.
Are we in my house or
You're in your house
Connor's
again.
Garage.
Connor's garage was messed around, but he just noticed that.
Okay. So my house is pretty much as we left it. a
Yeah,
little bit
pretty much
messy.
as you left it.
Okay.
So, explanation scene!
What?
Stuff, famous things, people in a night robes. Debbie, boom, doesn't count.
In their night robes. He shot my arm.
Okay.
So wait, let me get this straight. People in night robes came up to the house, moved everything about. They fired at her, or she fired at them first, and then she got shot, and she blew them into pieces with a shotgun, and then the police showed up.
More or
That's
less.
That's the start of the session, yes.
CTLDRs, we are the masters.
You are.
All right. This is going back to the Gamwell session. It's caught up to us. What's happened then? So you remember which one that was, Connor?
Which
The
one was
first one, I
that?
think.
The
I
blob
think it was the
monster.
first one.
Oh, the blob. Oh,
The plant monster in the
Yeah,
house.
it started with the goop that I had being stolen, and now these strange rogue people with a scale symbol keep searching Debbie's house. We killed one, and we got the addresses to 2 houses. We just got back from one, which is in a town near Gamwell, and the family
The
there
other
was
was
murdered.
Boston.
And then there was one other in Boston, where the reporter, who we saw be dragged off by the plant thing in the Gamwell session, the guy who came to the door with the axe.
Yeah, apparently
He lives
left
there.
the night before.
Yeah, he lives at the other address.
And we found through the library that he
So he's still alive.
used to live there at least 12 years ago with his wife, and she died in childbirth, as did the baby, and the nurse that was helping is locked up in the loony bin.
She's also in a coma, isn't she?
She was.
That was 12 years ago, that report.
Well, she was unconscious, yeah.
Other than that as well, we found a coded note on the cultist or something, which had a cipher key on it. And also, we found a note with a code on it, which we need a key to work out.
We also found a detective's name, or what we think is a detective. His name written in blood in a murder scene, and a photo of Cornwick and the person
Cornflake.
murdered. Cornwick.
Mr. Cornflake.
Yeah, we found Mr. Cornflake's photo.
So someone knows what we've been doing.
Yes,
Are they-
they've
That
searched
way.
all of our
This
houses.
They at least
detective
know what we
guy,
have.
this detective guy called Alan Wake, seems to know a lot more about what's going on than it's actually about.
hold on, Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that as well.
But again, it's not a reference to that game. But carry on.
What else we have is they're definitely after the plant thing, or they've got something to do with the plant thing, but we can't tell whether it's the cultists or whether it's Alan Wake who's doing all this. Because first off, they stole the plant sample from my house, and they seem to have also stolen some plant sample from this other house.
Wait. You kept a piece of it?
The goop we found underneath the bed. I had to study it, but
He
I
had
never
the
got around
urge,
to
he
the
couldn't
time.
resist it.
I mean, we have kept weird as shit. We do have that knife that tried to attack us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Mary
I
Jane
have
has
the-
it,
we do
or
have
I was
that, yeah.
keeping it.
And there was
I
some
have the
unidentified,
sarcophagus of a summoned demon.
and there was some identified plant sample that was stolen from this other house.
Uh-huh.
We're still not sure what that is. And also, every time it seems like one of the houses are broken into, there is salts over all the doors and windows.
But the plant sample that was missing from the other house is presumably an edible one, or at least the person who owned it was under the impression that it was edible because it was in a spice drawer.
Was it a spice drawer? Or was it
Yeah.
just a drawer
It
full of
was.
plants?
Oh, with wild.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
wild
it was
plants
in
and
the
spices.
kitchen, yeah, with other spices and other things that were probably being...
Yeah, wild herbs
for
and
edible.
whatever he found in the forest around there, you guess.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Actually,
And
can I...
Snoopy's
can
house
I-
is broken into as well.
Yep.
Yeah, they've looked at my house.
Can I have the idea to... Well, like, what are the... Or do you have written down what the other herbs that were out of the ordinary in there were?
There was just a few more exotic things that aren't... Most of the things were local to that sort of area of America. There were a few that were slightly further afield, but they were all easily identifiable. There's nothing unusual there, really.
Okay, so the only unusual one is the one that was missing.
Well, there was
Yeah,
one
that's
missing.
right.
You don't know if it was unusual or not. But you guess he found
Well-
them locally based on
So everything else was local.
pretty much. There are a few obscure ones, but
Oh, Gamwell's
they're
pretty
still
local.
easily found.
Okay, so... Well, actually, maybe we should look for the areas we might find those plant specimens that were left over.
I can give
Because
you a
if
free
he-
idea roll.
Yeah.
Gamwell. Or the area around there.
Wait, the plant thing's still alive?
Well, we never killed it, did we?
I know he never killed
Well,
it.
I
but-
mean...
I mean, the fire might have, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah,
What
Gamwell
fire?
burnt down.
I'm going to, if we're going to Gamma, I am stocking up on salt. And I've got 2
By the
shakers.
way, Connor, somebody's given me a different estimate for that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was commented on. Let's see if I can just find that quickly. Bear with.
Or
Carry
didn't we
on.
want to look into Alan Wake anyway?
I
'Cause,
think
I
we
mean,
actually...
So, yeah.
We
are
should see if
go-
we can find a picture of him, because I'm suspecting that this sergeant is not actually Alan Wake, but perhaps used his name.
Because it's going to take us 4 hours or whatever to go back there, and then 4 hours to get back. It's pretty much
Well-
a wasted day if we go out there twice.
Well, presumably either that sergeant was eaten by something and got very bloody in that basement, or the sergeant who came to my house knew or had something to do with Alan Wake, who
Maybe-
himself was turned pretty bloody in that basement.
Wait, so
because
did
his
you
name-
that encounter with Alan Wake was before the blood in the basement, right? Because we'd said the murder happened 2 days ago.
The murder would have happened first, I think.
Yes, sorry.
Because that was that night, so...
Okay,
yeah.
so Alan Wake would have been dead first, before that sergeant came up to my house.
So it was
If he was in fact
swearing
eaten in
vengeance
that
on him.
basement. So the
So,
sergeant could either
I
be
want to
involved in that
investigate
murder.
this. So Hall of Records, you said, would have that.
All the records would probably have the at least the case report. You might not have access to it, but there'll be a case report and who was involved in it.
I would like to know how Alan Wake is associated with the couple who lived in that house.
I don't know how we're going to find that though without talking to him ourselves.
You could
Well,
look up
we could look
ownership
up their
records,
name.
but
Yeah. Like, why would he
think we should-
be in the Bentley house?
So should we find out if he's an actual detective, so he's on the police list?
Yeah, I'm up to looking into this because I said I think if we're going to drive out to Gamwell, we're going to have to do that tomorrow because otherwise that's mean we basically spent 16 hours driving today.
I think, I
Alright.
agree. We should go to Gamwell tomorrow.
And unless you want to fly us
We
there.
load up on salt first.
Yes, good idea.
Where am I gonna land if I fly?
On the fucking thing.
On the
What
fucking
thing?
continent.
There's probably a field somewhere nearby.
I don't think flying is a good idea.
No, I don't at it this time.
Probably a little too conspicuous.
Also, the one dude survived. So.
Yeah, that guy
Is he
survived,
thrust
and
in
we
the
also
car?
bumped into a couple of other survivors. Not everyone was confirmed to die; they all got evacuated from the town.
Hmm.
They burnt down.
A load of people did go missing, is what she said to you. But yeah, the woman who owned the boarding house you've seen alive, and you've also found the photographer rather, Joe Varelli.
Who we saw being eaten. Well, being attacked.
Dragged towards the house, and you ran away from him.
Yeah, I know I ran away from him. I still live with the reminder every time it rains.
As well you should.
Anytime it gets cold, my leg aches.
Oh yeah, the sheriff's a definite confirmed dead, by the way. Oh, and
we kinda figured
they found Cornthwaite's body. Apparently, he's in the basement after the gas town burnt down.
But today, didn't I find the body?
That's
Yeah,
what
I
she
saw
told
that.
you. He was burned alive. Well, he was burned in his basement.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm being stupid.
But he was identifiable.
Apparently.
Or at least they assumed it was him.
That 1920s technology.
So should we go and
Well,
find
there's
out
dental
information on
records at
Wake
least.
before we try and talk to him, so we can try and get his measure?
Sorry, what?
Should we try and find out some information on Wake before we try and get his measure? To get the measure of Wake before we go and talk to him. So.
Well, that's what we're suggesting, isn't it?
Okay, let's go and do it.
You think
Driving
maybe
off.
we should try greasing the palms of the boarding house lady to see if she knows anything about Bentley and
Greasing our palms. I gave her
Alan.
$60.
how Alan Wake might
And
be
that's another
associated
4-hour
with them.
drive.
It is.
Yeah, it is another 4-hour drive. I think you'd be best either going Hall of Records and finding the case, or going directly to the police station and asking for him. If you want to do that.
We can do both.
I think we should probably ask for that sergeant to see if he's actually alive still.
You never called his name because he never got round to interviewing you.
No, he did. He told us his name was Alan Wake.
No, no, I thought you meant the
That's
actual...
not the sergeant. That's the man in black.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man in black. He introduced himself as Sergeant Alan Wake.
He didn't say sergeant, but...
Yes, he did.
He
I was
didn't.
taking notes.
He didn't say sergeant. Yeah, that
And
was
where did
the-
I get the word sergeant?
Because
said his name was Alan Wake.
he was talking with the sergeant.
No, everybody, all the police left, and the guy in the black was searching through my kitchen drawers, and I asked him who he was and, you know, if there's anything we could help him do, and he introduced himself as Sergeant Alan Wake.
I think Joris would have said detective, but carry on. No worries then. By the way, he wasn't the detective in charge of the investigation, he debriefed him.
Is he actually, in your notes, a sergeant?
No.
Nah.
I'm fairly sure he didn't say sergeant. He just said Alan
Yeah.
Wake.
Well, you're recording this. We're going to listen back. Ah.
Well, I'm not going to spoil through what's probably about 4 hours of audio at this point, so
And this is where the comments explode telling her she's wrong.
they're not going to explode.
Who's going to listen this long?
This is the thing. This is now already at least
It's
4
within
parts.
the first hour, I think.
There are a few people that will.
This is getting
It's
on
within
about
the
as
first
long as
hour.
Anyway,
our
we've
conversation.
been dragging on and not doing a lot, and nobody's gone insane either.
Yeah,
I
I'm not-
lost 1 point of sanity thanks to Marriage being an arse.
I said this is a...
true. I did make Dylan slightly more insane by saying boo.
So, should we start quibbling and get...
Okay, so Quibble's over. You going to Hall of Records first, or are you going to...
I vote Hall of Records.
Alright, we'll go there, because I want to look up the symbol anyway.
I guess me and Manager will stick to the car. The other three of you are on the motorbike.
I do have enough room on it.
Who's riding behind?
He's riding pavilion.
Space. Ben.
We should seriously chip in for a new car, though. Well,
We should chip in for a bus.
You either sit on the back of Benny or sit on my lap.
1920 buses weren't really that common.
Benny's gonna give me a pony ride? Okay.
Just get your horse-drawn carriage out.
Well, however you get there now, those of you at the Hall of Records are now there.
Hooray!
I'm going to the police station then.
I'll go with Debbie to the police.
Okay, so you two are going to the police station. We'll do Hall of Records first then, because that's basically a library use role from each of you.
Okay.
wait, how are they walking? Or am I driving them there? Because
It's the central police station is probably quite close to the Hall of
They could
Records.
walk there, so
Yeah, we can just walk
be close
from the-
enough.
Well, I passed library use.
I passed library use.
I didn't.
You two can have
Jesus.
a check then, and I'll go through. We'll go through what you get in a minute. Okay, so you're now at the one of the main police stations.
Okay. I'm going to ask the sergeant at the
Yep.
Desk side.
fella
The
at the
sergeant.
first desk.
Yeah.
May I speak with a Mr. Alan Wake, please?
May I ask what it's concerning? He begins flicking through a contact sheet at this point.
He was present at an investigation at my home regarding a break-in. What was it, yesterday or the day before?
See, your name?
Farmer Debbie.
Okay.
I still haven't come
Her
up with
first
a last
name.
You do have a surname.
first
It's written on
name.
your character sheet.
No, I don't.
Her first name is
Actually, I'm looking
literally-
at-
Oh, Debbie Bunyan. Debbie Bunyan.
Yes,
that's
you always
that's
had a last name.
Debbie Bunyan.
He picks up the phone and taps a few numbers in.
I wait patiently.
I'm afraid he's not picking up his phone right now. May I ask what it's regarding, and I can leave him a message.
I really would prefer to speak to him in person.
Well-
Is his office local?
I'm afraid it's not. He's upstate somewhere.
Do you have an address I might be able to reach him at?
I don't have a contact address for him, I'm afraid. I can leave him a few voicemails and get him to contact you if that's convenient for you. Do you have somewhere he might be able to contact you?
Shadow, it's 1920. They don't have answering
I know.
machines.
He's going to keep calling him or call when he can be bothered.
They can phone the secretary and tell her to leave.
Yeah, they used to
Yeah.
leave messages with a person. Yeah.
Would you be able to connect to his secretary and ask her for the physical address?
Alright, he taps, he calls up again. That's odd. Secretary's not picking up either. He tries again. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I don't appear to be able to contact his office. Let me see if I can... He's flicking through a load of contact information details at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anybody else that was on the case? Or the case number? No, you probably wouldn't know that.
Well, presumably the local sheriff was present. Might you be able to
We've got a
contact
few
him?
local sheriffs, I'm afraid. You probably best look at the
There's
Hall of
only
Records
one
and find...
local sheriff.
It's
Boston,
Boston.
it's a
Boston
big
City.
city.
Boston City. I think your best bet would be go in the Hall of Records and find a case number. I can then try and find it from that. I'm terribly sorry I've not been able to help you.
So you don't know where your employees
lied.
are stationed? It's not a very
I don't know
efficient
where
way
this
to
current
find your
employee
station.
is stationed. He came down from higher up.
And where would higher up be located?
Higher up.
North.
I see.
Truth be known, I don't know this person offhand, so I couldn't tell you more than that.
Okay. I walk away mumbling something about writing complaints about the local office when I get home.
It was actually useful, though.
I'm going to pretend that I don't know her and walk out.
Can I help you, sir?
Run away, man. Run away.
No, I walked into the wrong building. Pardon.
He gives you a look, but doesn't chase you on it.
I mumble something about the local police being incompetent ninnies.
Okay.
I was more expecting him to just be like, refuse to do anything.
Howard, you find the case number. It's got a big red stamp on it. Expunged from records.
Is there an actual number left, though?
Yeah, there is a case number.
Okay.
Which you do have, but it's been expunged and there's no details in there.
But there is a number, right?
There's a number in a folder, but yeah.
That's
It
all
says
there
details
is.
expunged
There's
from
no
records.
names of investigators?
It's a date and it mentions your name and that's it.
And it doesn't list any, like, sign out or sign off on who expunged it?
Nope. Idea roll.
No authorization?
Howard.
Oh.
Okay, no worries.
Okay. So someone's tried to pick up tracks.
This is even more wibbly than before.
Engage
I
Wibble
think
Factor 5.
Engaging.
On a scale
I
of
mean, if it's a sponge, we can't really ask about it because it's off the record.
It's not off the record, it's been deleted from the
It's deleted
record.
from the record.
Yeah.
So basically, we.
It was very quick, too, because it was only yesterday.
Or the day before, or something along those lines.
What about the case record for the murder? The ones that was just murdered.
That's what I was giving the idea roll for Dylan on, which he failed. But you
Okay.
can go and try and search that.
I had the idea. Can I search it up? I passed my library.
Yeah, you passed it. You're able to find the case records, but it seems to be an incomplete case file. It gives only sort of basic details and a couple of witness reports from around that area, but nothing to do with... It doesn't even say it's a murder officially. It refers to it as an incident.
Who are the witnesses that are listed?
One of them is the mayor, and the other is a name you don't know. Sorry, I'm making that up on the fly, just so you know.
Okay.
Or that bit of it.
So basically,
The
nothing.
mayor.
Can I find anything useful on them? Any reference to the name or...
Apparently, it's just written started as a domestic dispute between the two members of the household and a third unnamed party.
So there's another person.
But it does mention there are 3 people involved in it.
Yeah, point out the other. Well, I suppose the others though.
There's no body in the cellar or anything, was there?
That was.
That's what we saw.
Hey, who'd have gone to the mortician? Oh no, we already know how it was happened, didn't they? Apparently someone stabbed and the other was shot.
When did we ever get anyone who was stabbed?
One was definitely shot. Oh no, they were both shot, weren't they?
They were both shot, yeah. That or she was stabbed with something the size of, like, a Final Fantasy sword.
But I mean,
Not impossible, but unlikely.
Yeah.
So, I do think it must be. It must be something to this Alan Wake guy or whoever's pretending to be here. I mean, trying to cover up their tracks.
so
Because he's the only person who would.
Can you search for the name Alan Wake in the records office?
Another library use roll.
Yeah, I thought it was what I was originally doing.
Okay. If that's what you're originally doing, I'll let you off with that. You can't find him attached to anything in any case reports within the last 3 or 4 years. which suggests you're not going to find it anytime soon either.
So either he's removed all records for those past couple of years, or
He doesn't exist.
yes. If he doesn't exist, why would someone waste their blood sprawling his name?
Well, he doesn't exist as a detective or police officer or something.
What if we were to go to a hall, like go through birth records and find out if there was anybody born in the state of Massachusetts or
I suppose you could go through
Connecticut by
library records and things.
Census records.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah, census records. Yeah.
Okay.
We get 200.
A 200? No, that doesn't give you a successful library use roll.
Should I do a roll?
Yeah, if you're searching.
27.
I actually failed that one.
And my library use is 25.
You'll find it eventually. It just takes you a little longer. So it's now approaching dark again by the time you do it.
Okay.
You do find a couple of... you do find a birth certificate for for 2 Alan Wakes, actually. One you'll discount because it was in the 1700s, but the other one, if he was alive now, he'd be 34, born in Boston.
Okay. Is there any date of death?
No death certificate for him.
Is there any death for the other one? Is there a death for the other Alan Wake?
He was born in the 1700s.
Yes, if you find a death certificate for him.
Okay, so he's not immortal.
But the 34 roughly matches from what you saw of the guy.
He lives in... Or he's born in Boston.
You also do find a news clipping which mentions him.
What does it say?
Apparently,
He's a lucky bastard. That's what it says.
It says you're a lucky bastard, yes. I'll do an S in your case. But you find a news clipping in the photograph, which is of the sheriff of Gamwell, who I've actually completely forgotten the name of these days.
I might have it somewhere.
I call him Crazy Mick Insane.
Sheriff Whitford, that's the one. Sheriff Whitford and Alan Wake, and apparently they solved the missing persons case some 10 years ago now. The sheriff looks as happy about this as ever, as you might expect. The actual news report was done by Joe Varelli.
So what the hints I'm getting here is that we should go back to Gamwell and go and talk to Jim Borelli.
Jim Borelli's not in
Yes.
Gamwell. Jim Borelli's in Boston.
No, he's in Boston.
He's the person you broke down the door of.
It wasn't an accident. I didn't mean to break the door.
I'm gonna have to
You
go
said you were
back.
going to shove the door open.
Yeah.
Is well, answer me this though: is the Alan Wake in the photo?
Yep, it looks like him.
this-
It looks similar. He's about 10 years younger, obviously, but you guess the features are mostly the same.
Okay,
Even
so
with
it's like
a grainy 1910s photo, you can make out they're just about the same person.
Okay.
What were you trying to say, Connor?
Oh, never mind.
I think we need to go talk to Mr. Varelli.
Well, I shouldn't talk to him.
Now?
And
That's
fix his
fine.
door. Pay to have someone fix his door. Either.
It's getting quite late now, but it's still... It's about 6 p.m. You could probably be there for early evening, but, well, late evening. It is summertime.
Well, I'm just
after all.
saying, it's possibly around this time that, we keep being ransacked. So I'm wondering
I
if
actually
it's
don't
worth
think we should
now.
go back to the barn. I think we should go to Howard's house.
What about my plane?
If you want, because I can go back to mine and maybe take one other person, and we'll station there in case someone who comes in where you'd go talk to Jim.
Since I appear to be your
Joe,
designated driver.
Well,
I don't know
I
because
can't go
you
and talk to Jim anyway, so I
Yeah.
Joe.
Joe.
Hopping aid.
you can't talk to Joe because you broke down his door and Joe doesn't know Jim, so
Wait, Benny,
you might be the
Ben-
perfect person to talk to him.
Benny broke down someone's door?
Yes.
Maybe. It's an accident!
I'm going to pat Benny on the back and say, "You will make a fine prodigy."
Shut up. I'll break down your door. I mean, I didn't break down any doors.
You heard it here first. Betty's got to smash in your back doors.
Alright, so we're gonna head back to mine then, in case they get ransacked.
Okay.
While they head off to Joe's.
Okay. So, it's... by the time you find this house again, it's about 7 PM. There are a couple of lights on in the upper... let me just find the house description again. Bear with. There are a couple of upstairs lights on as you approach. But it's still light enough because it's midsummer, so... So those of you outside Mr. Borelli's house?
Who went where? I don't know.
You three went to Virelli's.
So who's with you?
Me and Snoops.
Right.
Because Snoopy couldn't go to Virelli's angry time.
Grab my D Enfield as well. Stand guard.
You got the Lee Enfield, I got the blackjack. We got this. The blackjack will let me knock them out.
I'm going to NPC Debbie here just for a moment. Sure she won't mind too much. But she failed a spot hidden in any case. But yeah, the house looks fairly normal.
So no one else is making spot hidden.
There's a reason why just her for the moment, but without giving too much away.
So wait, where am I in this mess?
You're at Howard's house, I guess.
No, he's at Joe's.
Sorry, you're at Joe Varelli's house.
You're at the
So
report.
Lazarus, Joe, you're getting me do it
Jim.
now. Lazarus, Jim, and Debbie are at Joe's house.
So what? Did we just tie Lazarus to the front of the car or something?
I don't know, possibly.
On someone's lap.
Don't
Debbie's like an Amazon. He can fit on her lap.
How does she fit in the car?
ask. Good question.
Don't ask silly questions. You're there now.
Just take the plot hammering and go. Before Shadow goes completely mad.
We will tie you to the roof if you want to make an issue of it.
Again.
Just take all the facts with you. All those bits of evidence you've gathered up, the pictures and everything.
Okay, we're at Jim's house.
Okay,
Or
are you going to...
Joe's house, rather.
Identity crisis.
Yeah, I just got lost and went to my own house. Is there anything noteworthy about the house or anything before we actually just walk
No,
up?
not particularly. It looks fairly normal. You can see a vegetable garden growing.
Well,
right.
I remember the description of the house.
Yep.
I'm just asking if anything changed.
Well, you wouldn't know if it has. That's the thing.
Yeah, you.
I was there.
You pretty much drove through.
Yeah, true.
But you don't spot anything out of the ordinary. It just looks like a normal rural house.
So what am I asking this guy? Because you guys are all just.
I have no clue. I don't. I'm pretty new to this. I've been in Canada most of the time.
You were there for the mansion.
That was a while back.
Spot hidden from the three of you. I've just rolled Debbie's.
All right. Let me get my thingy.
Yeah, basically we're coming to meet the guy who we thought we killed. Well, we thought died on his own.
36 versus 49. I succeed.
Okay.
I got a 12. I definitely succeed.
Okay. There's a shape moving past the window on the... Let me get this right way round. The upper right window. A shape just moves across it.
Okay. I'm still waiting for somebody to give me a clue what I'm asking this guy, because I don't know who he is or anything at this point.
I remember vaguely running away from this guy while he was dying. And
Yeah,
not stopping.
Alright. This is a bad idea. Maybe we should walk onto the house then.
Nobody actually told my character what he was supposed to ask this guy about.
Well, yeah, but Debbie's got the facts, but yeah, she's AFK.
You hear a gunshot.
A gunshot?
Gunshot?
A gunshot from in front of you, followed by a second, and a third, and a deathly screech.
I'm gonna run to the door and... Is the door locked?
I'm gonna take
Can I open
cover.
it?
The door pushes
My
open.
pistol.
Okay. I'm ready my crowbar and my ceremonial dagger.
Okay. You're into a small porch cloakroom area with another door which would lead into the hallway, effectively, which is opened, so you can see into it.
Do I see anything in there?
No, downstairs isn't lit, though.
Is the light coming from upstairs?
There is. The stairs are right in front of you, leading up.
Least stealthiest man in the world attempts to stealthily climb the stairs.
Okay. The least stealthiest man in the world creaks on every floorboard on the way up.
Yeah, I got a 69 out of 10, so I do.
And scares a small animal which runs up and left, hissing at you.
Uh-huh.
Aw, it's a kitty cat.
Well,
But in the meantime, I climb the stairs, I assume.
Yep, you climb the stairs. Spot hidden.
I get a 2. Succeed.
You spot a man with a black mask over his face who has, at this point, just leapt and jumped out of the window to your right, out of the master bedroom.
He's just jumped out the window?
Yeah, would I see this? Because I took cover somewhere outside of the house, probably against the vehicle.
Oh, have you not got in yourself?
No,
No.
the rest of them stay behind.
I took cover and drew my gun and hid behind a car, figuring I was getting shot at.
Okay. Well, you weren't, it turns out, or at least you don't think you were. You do hear the smash. Marjin, what are you up to? By the way, check on Spot Hidden if you've not already got one.
From me?
No, you get a check on it.
Oh yeah, I have. I
Oh,
would
right.
too because I passed.
Yep.
I'd run towards the window to look what happened to the guy that jumped out the window.
Okay. You see a shadowy shape running as if something is right on his heels chasing him. He's running into sort of the wooded area and through probably somebody else's garden the way he's going.
I'ma throw the ceremonial dagger at him and try and drive it into hitting him or something. What do I roll?
I'm just thinking about this a moment here. Okay.
Psychic attack.
First off, throw a throw roll.
A throw roll. I basically miserably
25 if it's
failed it. Yeah.
okay.
54.
You sense a slight pull from the dagger.
Okay.
It's only slight, but I don't know. You feel something drained from you almost. Lose 1 magic point.
Hooray.
The dagger, though, horribly misses and thumps into the ground harmlessly, several feet away from him. Roll a listen check.
A listen check. What's my lesson? My lesson's at base, isn't it?
Your knife fell in the cat.
My knife fell in the cat. No, we couldn't open the cat. Hooray!
No, it did not land on the cat.
12. I succeed.
You hear something bubbling and fizzing behind you
I turn
and getting
around.
closer. Sanity check.
Sanity check. I fail.
Okay. You lose. Let's find it. 6 points of sanity.
Wow.
Jeez.
Can I have an idea roll from you as well?
I want an idea roll.
Yep.
4. Epically succeed.
Okay. Let me just go and find a nice little table here.
This is what happened to me, Marion.
Okay.
Oh no, you succeeded!
Yep. First off, you're going to gain 6 points of Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh, good God. Okay.
Second off, you're going to gain a short-term insanity, which I'll explain to you in a moment. Because what you are looking at is some form of skeleton which is being controlled by a plant bulb thing which is embedded into its chest and has its limbs wrapped around the bones to effectively create muscle mass.
Okay.
And this has caused you to go fleeing, screaming in terror. Make me a luck roll.
A luck roll.
Because the quickest way out for you is out the window, and this is see whether you actually use that or whether you try and run out the house.
11 succeed luck roll.
Okay, you don't jump out the window then. You just run down the stairs.
Thank God for that. I've fallen out of enough windows.
You have.
To be fair, the first time
You,
he was assistant.
Lazarus and technically Debbie. You hear screaming. You hear immense high-pitched screaming and wailing, and then you see Jim running out of the house and running down the street.
I'm gonna follow him, running.
Not going after the cultist.
Alright, Debbie comes with you just because I don't want to leave her on her own there. That'd be rather mean.
Just leave her there while a skeleton creature plant thing eats her face. Hey Debbie, you know you went AFK? You died.
After about... actually, what's your constitution like, Marion?
My constitution is 14.
Just make a couple of checks for you. Okay. After about a quarter of a mile, he collapses and pants on the side of the street, still screaming, but eventually gets himself more or less under control.
I assume that means the temporary insanity is worn off.
For now, yes.
Now, I like the use of that word.
Okay. Other people?
Lazarus, you've caught up with him.
All right. What did you see?
It was some sort of basically, yeah, I tell him that I saw a skeleton with moss or plants or something all over it, as if it was some sort of plant muscle.
Is that like that thing that was in the basement
What thing was in what basement?
of the house, the mansion, and
But I know I wasn't there.
What he's describing does not sound like one of the pseudopod things you encountered in Gamwell.
all right.
It could be, though. You don't know what the thing originally was. You just know the tentacle things it was leashing at you. You never saw what the main thing of it was.
Huh.
Told you this is what happens when you don't solve the problem immediately.
I thought the fire would have solved it.
Anyway. Okay.
Anyway, I'll move back to... I would go back to Howard, but nothing's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, okay.
Sweet. We're just waiting for them to come back, to be honest.
Yeah. So, are you going to head back?
Are we gonna head back?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean going back to the house because I left my car there.
You'll have to go back at least to the front of the house, yes.
I doubt we're going to see the thing running around on the street. They want to give it away a bit.
I gotta ask them. Has anyone noticed us running down the street?
It's
And a man
late evening. It is
screamed
approaching dusk
at
and
the
dawn. There's probably some people looking outside, but just tutting at kids again.
Kids again, we're all like middle-aged apart from...
Yes, but who else is going to go screaming and running down the street at the top of their lungs? It's going to be kids.
But Kurt and Twitches are going to look out and see like a 40-year-old engineer just dashing down, waving a crowbar and screaming his head off.
Yeah, possibly.
It's Gordon Freeman.
It is Gordon.
Except about 15 years older than Gordon Freeman was.
But either way, you've either got away with it or nobody's cared.
Hooray.
Hooray.
I also want to retrieve my dagger.
Yeah, that's around the back of the house.
At the back of the house?
Well, yeah, he dived out of the master window to the back of the house and ran off.
That he did.
We'll return to the house, I guess. Or I'll return to the house, whatever they do, I don't know.
I'll guard the car and Debbie.
Okay. So you're back at the house.
I'm back at the house.
One of the lights is now off. The one in the right-hand side, actually.
You're telling me the skeleton creature turned the lights off? How considerate.
We don't know that, do we?
I'm going to cautiously move around to the back and try and find my dagger. I'm assuming I could sense it at this point.
You can. You know where it is. Can I have a spot hidden from you as you sneak around the back?
Oh, here we go. 37 against a 49, I succeed.
You notice a small book.
Okay.
It's near the dagger.
It's on
you guess it's on the path that guy was running away with. He might have dropped it in his haste.
I will collect both then. I'll collect the dagger and the book.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any sort of titling or anything on the book?
There's no title. It's quite thin as well.
So like a little pocket diary type thing?
Yeah.
I must just stuff it in my pocket for now and head back towards the front of the house.
Okay.
Against all logic, I'm going to see if I can go back into the house.
Ooh, from the front door?
Yeah.
Lazarus, you're seeing him about to do this.
Are you sure you want to go into a house you came out running like a bat out of hell and screaming like a small child after seeing a clown?
I'm not really like insane yet. I'm still quite sane. It's just I had a huge fright.
Again, are you sure you want to go back in there?
I think you need to return to Varsity.
And jump scares only get you once.
No, they can get you multiple times.
Yes, they can, especially when it's a different location. Yes, no, I am mostly sure I want to go back in the house.
Okay.
I'm going to start up the car then.
You're starting up the car.
How are you going to start the car when I've got the keys because it's my car?
I can hotwire it.
So you're trying to
You're going to hotwire his car.
No.
Well, he could do an electric repair check to see if he can hotwire my car.
Yeah, he could do.
But
in the meantime, you're back in... You can see into the porch and also up the stairs.
Is there anything visible?
The stairs? You hear a loud hiss and a screech, and the cat starts running back down the stairs and out.
Right. Is there electric lights in the hall? Can I turn the lights on?
Okay, you flicked and the hall lights are now on.
Okay.
The you can now see a few drops of blood which have basically spilled seemingly from the living room and up the stairs. And a bloody handprint on the wall as well, which you didn't see earlier.
I'm going to peek into the living room.
You can see... yeah. You see one of the glass cabinets has been smashed in at some point, and you can see 3 bullet holes in the wall.
But nothing else of note in there.
Nothing else of note in there.
Can I examine the glass cabinet?
Yeah, there's a load of photography awards and a few pictures which you'd